All right. We're back again for the SmackDown review. Late once again, but there's no such thing as late. Is there really? People got lives on the weekend. I'm doing it now, Monday night before I watch Raw. I literally watch Raw like at 10:30 at night. Um so this is the SmackDown from March 8th, 2024. Once again, good SmackDown. But I have some complaints, not about what happened, but like things that could have been done to make it a little bit better. So we're starting off SmackDown from a sold out American Airlines Arena in Dallas, Texas. It looked nice in there, by the way. The show opens up with a video package from The Rock's promo from last week, him talking over it, but it's showing like a video package of other stuff, like all like that Mania promo of him and Reigns walking up to Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes with like green fucking all that shit around. Basically, him recapping his promo, but they're just showing other fuck videos in the back. And then it shows everyone arriving to the arena. Rock pulls up in his old school F-150 Ranger 2-door. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman show up with security behind them. Roman Reigns turns back behind him to security, laughs like, what the fuck you guys gonna do? And then Cody Rhodes with his coffee in one hand and his briefcase, not the Money in the Bank briefcase, his actual suitcase, his luggage, meets up with Rollins in the parking lot. They stare at each other and then they keep walking forward. And then they turn to their left again. There's Nick Aldis with a bunch of security. They all walk together in a big group. It really gave that big fight feel that like some big was going down tonight. Everyone showing up with security, like except for The Rock. So sold out American Airlines Arena. The actual show begins with Logan Paul coming out. He comes to the ring. He's happy. He's dressed in a suit. He says, "Dallas, you are my city of first. 2 years ago, I wrestled my first WrestleMania right here in Dallas. And tonight, you guys will be the first to witness history right before your very eyes." He says he's a conqueror. They start wetting him. He's laughing. Like, don't you what me? And they keep doing it. He's laughing. He's just like, whatever. He says he didn't join the WWE to take part. He joined to take over. He's the best. He's had the best rookie year of all time. What? United States champion. What? The most viral athlete in this company. What? Everything that he touches turns to gold. Nobody can garner attention like him. And he's not talking about his title. He's not talking about his massively successful YouTube channel. He's not talking about his podcast, his boxing matches, or his 5-star wrestling matches. You're welcome. He says ever since his first appearance in Dallas, he's broken. He says ever since his first appearance at that Mania in Dallas, WWE started breaking all the records, sold out pay-per-views, highest grossing gates, all that stuff. He says he's the secret sauce to all that happening, and we've heard him talk about that before on the show in like a heelish manner. One could even say the WWE is in its prime, which is his energy drink company, if you didn't know. Hydration, not energy drink. Hydration drink company. He asked for a drum roll, and then they pull the mat. There was a mat in the center of the ring. It was easy for me to see it because I like saw this on Twitter like before it happened, like the spoiler or whatever. So like right when he came to the ring, you could like see like a small like inch of like that mat was like folded, like there was like actually something there. But like if you actually weren't spoiled, like you'd have to actually really be paying attention to see it. Like they actually like covered it very well, and he was like standing in the middle of the ring. He wasn't like walking around the middle of the ring. Like you could actually, they actually hit it pretty well. But he asked for a drum roll, and they pull that like mat that's literally the exact same color as like the ring canvas. They pull it, and it uncovers a logo of the Prime bottle. And he announces that WWE has partnered with Prime to be the first ever central ring sponsor in the history of the company. And it's not going to be on SmackDown. It's not going to be on Raws. It's going to be at every PLE from WrestleMania going forward. It's going to take some getting used to. There's also a Twitter thread. I wish I could pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up, actually. It's hilarious. There was a Twitter thread. Somebody said great moments that would be ruined if there's a Prime logo in the middle. And he actually, like, photoshopped the Prime logo in, like, all those situations. Wait, I could actually find this. It's actually really close on my thing. Okay, I found it. Let me pull this up. Gotta make this full screen. Look at this. This is hilarious. If you only listen to this on audio, just tune into this for like 20 seconds. Can you imagine if the Prime logo was there? Undertaker fucking Mankind match. There actually doesn't look that bad. I don't know. Maybe, and it looks actually better like the actual one as opposed to like the photoshopping one. But whoever photoshopped this actually did great. Like when he photoshops it, it actually does kind of look a bit lame. But like, I think it's something that we're gonna get used to. But just the big, oh bro, the Undertaker's fucking, oh bro, that's crazy. I wonder what's the dollar amount. It has to be in the millions. I don't think WWE would do it if it isn't in the millions, because this is a billion-dollar company now. But anyways, let me go back to full screen here. Okay. So where were we? Yes. So, as for the drum roll, whatever, he announces it, and then he says he's gonna bring out his London friend, his partner in Prime, and he says KSI, and KSI pops out from the front row behind the announcer table. I saw some people staring towards the entrance. They didn't even know he was right there in the front row. He hops over the barricade. Bro, I was laughing so hard because I watch all of his fucking YouTube growing up, so I know how he is. And him fucking buffing up his shoulders, doing his little like sniff thing, like looking at the camera. I was howling. I was like, this fucking geek, bro. So he hops in the ring with Logan, and like he asks like their cameraman to like pose because both of them want to pose on the logo. And then Randy Orton's music hits, and they're like, what the fuck? KSI's like staring over at the side, like, is he gonna come from the entrance? They're all looking. This motherfucker Randy rolls out from underneath the ring behind them, hops in the ring. He's standing behind them, turns around Logan, gonna hit him with the RKO. Logan avoids, he dodges, he rolls out the ring, but KSI is like still turned the other way, does not feel all the motion in the ring, you know. And then he's like, oh wait, this motherfucker's in the ring, and he's like staring up, he's praying, he's like, and then the camera switches to Logan, and Logan, I could tell, is like inside, he's like so happy this moment's happening because it's actually a fucking funny moment, but like he's still trying to be in character and act like all worried and shit. But KSI's in the ring. He's like, please don't. Orton turns him. Orton RKO's him. He sells it like a motherfucker. It was awesome. I laughed. It was fucking awesome. And then he drags KSI's carcass to the middle of the ring, turns him around, grabs the bottle of Cherry Freeze Prime that's in the middle of the ring, coincidentally dropped by Logan Paul. And he pours it on KSI's crotch area and then just pours the rest all over him. And it's, oh wait, actually, like before he did that, he picks it up, he like stares at the Prime bottle, opens it, he drinks it, like, and then like he didn't have a microphone or whatever, but like everyone around could hear because he was talking pretty loud. He like stares at Logan outside the ring. He's like, this is actually really good. And like fucking Logan smiles and everyone fucking laughs. But then after he pours on KSI, and then Logan's like, oh, okay, fuck, well, whatever. That's not what you're supposed to do with it. But that was actually an awesome opening segment. I actually like that. A lot of the talking segments that open like the show, like that one Raw, I think it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago when like Rhea came out. She was like talking, and then no, Becky came out, and then Rhea came out and just like recited all of her fucking accomplishments, and then like that segment ended. I was like, why is that even there? But anyways, so that whole segment happens. Awesome opening segment to SmackDown. Like the fans fucking love this shit. KSI sold that RKO awesome, and they showed replay of it. We go to commercial because Orton's in the ring, and they say he's gonna have that tag match up next, him and KO against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So they come back from commercial, and there's like a small little video thing of WWE showing off their very exclusive red diamond that YouTube gave them for 100 million subscribers. They're one of only 10 YouTube channels in the world to surpass 100 million subscribers, and they have that red diamond. And Triple H was there. He's like, yeah, like, I want to thank the fans. I'm like, how about you thank your social media people as well? I don't know who's finding all these fucking videos, posting on YouTube all the time, but like they do that shit really quick and efficiently. It has to be a whole team. It can't just be one guy. But yeah, obviously thank the fans, but also try to thank that fucking social media team, bro. All right, so then we have that tag match. It was just like a fuck tag match. It was nice. It literally went through a commercial break. And the tag match ended with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory like ganging up on Randy Orton in like the corner. KO like comes in. Grayson Waller goes towards him. KO stunners him. And then Austin Theory's like, oh, fuck. Now I got to go hit him. So then Austin Theory goes to clothesline KO. KO ducks. Austin Theory runs into the corner. Hits it. Runs back out. KO picks him up into like a pump up thing, but throws him over right into an RKO. Austin Theory sells the fuck out of it, and they win the match. And then KO and Randy are just standing in the middle of the ring, just like staring. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And then Logan comes in and so cartoonish, like jumps on them and like hits them in the back. You have to go watch this back. Just the way he hit them looks so cartoonish. I even saw like a guy like the front row, like he was like laughing because it just looks so funny the way he did it. He's like, "Hi, yeah, I got you now." He literally hit him in the back, and then he pulls out brass knucks. He's smiling. He's like, "I'm about to get this motherfucker." And then he goes to hit Orton. Orton kicks him, grabs his arm, pulls out the brass knucks, and he's staring at him. They're like, "Oh, are you actually gonna hit me with that?" He's like, "Yeah, motherfucker." Goes to hit him. Logan Paul ducks, and then he almost hits KO, but then he freezes, and they stare at each other like they're hinting that they're gonna fucking turn on each other, which I hope not. Like, clearly, Kevin, he wasn't trying to hit you. He was trying to hit somebody else. But then, like, they stare at each other for a bit, and then Randy Orton fucking fist bumps him, and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, don't worry, like, we're cool. Then they're pointing at Logan. Logan's outside fleeing with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So then that segment ended. And then we have a Io Sky Bailey progressive match flow, showing that turn on her last week. And then we have Kayla Braxton backstage, I'm assuming, having a sit down with Bailey, asking how's she doing after the events of last week. Bailey says she's holding on by a thread. Things fell off between them. No, my bad. Holy dude, this voice note thing is actually horrible. It misspells one word, throws off my whole thing. Let me fix the webcam. Okay. Bailey says she's holding on by a thread, that things felt off between them for so long. She never imagined it would get to this point. And even though they've been fake to her for months now, she kept questioning herself, asking what's real. Was their friendship real? Did they really believe in her, or were they just using her? And Dakota Kai last week, using their history against her, manipulated her, tricked her, and she fell for it, she says. And then Kayla asks the question, which is a very kudos to Triple H. These baby faces are baby faces now, but like if they were like a heel like very recently before, it's not like they're baby face and we just like forget all the bad things they did. Like, they're actually bringing it up and making them explain it to like smart viewers that pay attention. Like, why should we actually like you now? You've been doing heel stuff for like 400 days. Why should we do that? So then Kayla asks this question. This would never happen in the Vince era, by the way. Vince's era would just like, you are gonna forget that stuff and you're just gonna focus on the now, you know. But they're actually telling a lot smart stories. So Kayla asks her, what do you have to say to people who felt that maybe you had this coming? Bailey says, you know very well I made a lot of enemies over the past years, and honestly over the past years I was doing it to get attention and to get to the top. But most of the things she did for Io and Dakota. She would have done anything for Damage Control, and she didn't care who she hurt in the process. And it's all backfiring on her now. Everything she did, she's paying for it, and she's all alone, she says. And then Kayla asks how it affects her preparation against Io at WrestleMania. She said it actually made her more focused. Damage Control made the biggest mistake of their lives going after me. There's a reason I've been in this spot for so long. She adapts. I built Damage Control with all my heart, and I will do everything in my soul to break them. So then the camera cuts to Naomi in another part of the backstage area watching Bailey's interview on a monitor. Bianca comes up to her asking her why she's watching Bailey crying and complaining. Naomi says she feels bad. Bianca says, do you know everything she's been doing? Now she's literally paying for all the bad stuff she did. And then Naomi says, yeah, but I still feel bad. Bianca's like, but you weren't here, so it's easy for you to say, but you weren't here when like she was like doing all this bad stuff, is basically what she was saying. And then Naomi says, I know what it's like to have a group of girls and things going bad. So, you know, I feel for her. Bianca's annoyed. Like, okay, whatever. I guess I should say something nice then. I wish her the best of luck at Mania. She just walks off. And Naomi's like, damn. And Bailey has a match next week against Dakota. I could see him attacking her. And maybe Naomi, like, helps. Maybe. Because she feels bad. But all this is just smart storytelling. Like, just because she's a babyface now, why should the other babyfaces who you've actually done dirty, why should they all of a sudden like you now? Like, our whole time in wrestling, we've just been completely conditioned. Once a person turns babyface, all the babyfaces are now, like, on their side. But, like, we've seen it with Jey Uso. We're seeing it now with Bailey. Like, you've been doing all the babyfaces wrong for, like, over a year. Why should they just now help you? So everyone's hesitant. Which they should be. Has to earn like their trust, and that's probably what's going to happen over the time. So that's a nice little backstage segment that they added in there. My bad. Then we have Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. No point in reviewing this. It was just a big meaty match. And then after a commercial break, at the end of the match, Lashley's about to spear him, but then AOP just hops in the ring and attacks him. And then the Profits make the save. They dive on the AOP outside. And then Bobby Lashley hits a complete shot on Karrion Kross. Scarlett hops in, hopping in the way again. And then B-Fab comes, knocks Scarlett out the ring again. And then Lashley has the Hurt Lock on Karrion. And all of a sudden the AOP is back in the ring before the Profits, who just took them out and dove on them. But all of a sudden the AOP is getting back in the ring before them. Completely confusing. And then they're all ganging up on Lashley. Montez hops up, or Angelo Dawkins hops up on the apron. They big boot him. And then Montez flies in the ring to just throw him out. And like he acts like he's fucking dead. I'm like, they just threw you over the rope, homie. Get back up. They made the Street Profits, I'm not even gonna lie, they made them look like fucking like bottom mid-carders. The way AOP just like took them out so easily. I'm like, bro, you could have did something else, bro. You could have hit him with a move outside. Throw him against the stairs, bro. They literally just threw Montez over the ropes like it was a Royal Rumble, and he sold it like he was dead, bro. I was mind blown watching that. I was like, what the fuck? They literally made them look like jobbers, and then they just fucking deal with the Profits, whatever, they're outside. Then they're beating the fuck out of Lashley, and then Karrion Kross hits his way too complicated of a fucking finisher. Why do you have to give him in a pump handle and then throw him over your shoulder and then hit an F5? Why not just pick them up like the normal way, where you just like pick them up from the front, you turn them on your shoulder, and then do your move? Why do you have to like turn them around from behind, bend them over, lift their arm up, and then pick them up on your shoulder and then do the F5? It's just the move looks horrible. I just think it looks horrible. It's just, even when he's doing it like segments like this, when you're just like attacking someone, it's such a long finisher. It doesn't even have the effect because like everyone's like, oh, okay, now he hit it. It's like just way. It's like one step in a move way too much, you know. And then doing an LWO recap from last week's events. And then they also showed from last week, this was like a backstage thing that didn't happen during the show, but it showed Dragon Lee also coming up, high-fiving Rey Mysterio, like, yeah, like, I'm glad you're back, whatever. And then Dragon Lee is backstage with a Rey Mysterio t-shirt on. He's on his phone, don't know who he's talking to, but Elektra Lopez comes up to him and is like, are you talking to Rey Mysterio on the phone? And he's like, what the fuck? And then she says, you really think you're going to be the next Rey Mysterio? That's so cute, whatever. And then Santos comes up, also laughs, and they make jokes. And then he's like, the LWO and Rey Mysterio are dead. They're the past. LWO is the future. And then they're making jokes at him. They're like laughing at him. He's just like standing there angry. And then Dragon Lee pushes Santos, and then Angel or Umberto, I think it was Umberto, either or of them, whatever, push Dragon Lee down to the ground. They're laughing at him, and then Santos says, this guy's not going to be Rey Mysterio, like, turns his back to him, says, this guy's not going to be Rey Mysterio, like a complete fucking bully, laughs, like, points behind him like he's not even there, walks off. And then Angel bends down and says, I'll see you out there, chaparrito. And I looked up that word, and that word indeed means shorty. So they're making fun of his height, saying he's a little small fry. But I don't think I did that backstage segment any justice. Actually, it was nice, you know, helped tell the story. But I was more confused, which we'll get into later, actually. I'll actually get into that later. So after that segment, it's Tiffy time. The fans react. She actually gets a big reaction for her entrance. It was nice that they added the it's Tiffy time to like the beginning of her entrance, but like I did like her old theme song more. Like if she had that and her old theme song, it actually would have been lit. Because I can't even like hear what her new music is. It just sounds like a generic music 48, you know? Like it just sounds like some random shit. But whatever. So she gets a big reaction, goes to commercial break, comes back. Michin's already in the ring, beats her in 2 minutes with the prettiest moonsault ever. Nothing to that. Then we have Angry Styles backstage, fucking cutting a promo. Says, this is a message for LA Knight and anyone else who's wondering why I flew across the world to Elimination Chamber. He says, LA Knight walks around like he owns the place. Truth is, LA Knight doesn't even deserve to be in the same locker room as AJ Styles. And even I admit, I thought his shtick was funny until you had the audacity to steal the momentum at my expense. He says he's been around the block a couple times. He understands it's a cutthroat business. So let me break it down for you in terms that you'll understand. You're an overachiever, under-talented, loudmouth, desperately in need of humbling, and I am a phenomenal choice for the job. And he's growling at the camera. He's looking at a fucking dark place backstage, I guess. LA Knight. And then the camera cuts to LA Knight at another area backstage, watching this on the monitor, shaking his head, gets up off his chair, says, let me take a little practice swing, hits the monitor with the chair, then picks up the monitor, slams on the ground, saying, since you put everyone to sleep, let me wake them up. And then he starts hitting the monitor with like the steel chair on the ground, like literally just having an angry episode all by himself. He starts hitting the chair, says phenomenal one, boom, more like boring one, boom, maybe you should have a parent show up next week, yeah, whatever. He's doing all this stuff while he's hitting it, and the crowd's like, yeah, in between all of his chair shots. So and then he just fucking walks off. So I'm assuming like the payoff at Mania, he's finally gonna hit him with that fucking chair. It's literally like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, 1997 all over again. I was only 2 years old, by the way, but I went back and watched that shit. Then we have Tyler Bate backstage playing the new 2K game. Pete Dunne comes up. He's just fucking staring at him. Tyler Bates like, I'm playing the new 2K game. It launches today. He turns back at Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's just fucking staring at him. And then he goes like, well, you're in the game. I thought we could beat the Judgment Day. Show them some techers and take their title. Turns back at Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's just fucking staring at him. And he said, yeah, so WrestleMania is coming up. Like, and then Pete Dunne's still staring at him. And he's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we should be in the gym getting some extra reps. And then he's like, oh, yeah, like, you're right. I'm going to go talk to Nick Aldis and fucking get an update on that title situation. And then, like, he hands Pete Dunne the controller, walks off. And then Pete Dunne, like, stares at the monitor, stares behind him, make sure Tyler Bates gone. And then he shrugs and he starts playing the 2K game. Is there anyone that actually, like, covers that shit? Like, I cover everything on this show, by the way. And then Dragon Lee is having a match with Angel. I forgot his last name. Angel. Fuck. I forgot already. Dragon Lee wins with the Hurricanrana roll up. And then they attack him. And they beat him. And they beat him and they beat him and they beat him down. And he has no help. You're telling me on SmackDown, all of LWO just decided not to show the fuck up tonight? Like, what the fuck? He just got beat in the middle of the ring. No one helps him. Where are you guys? Are you guys still celebrating Carlito's street fight for the whole week? Like, where the fuck are you guys? He's just getting beat. I'm like, no one's helping him. He's just fucking getting beat up, I guess. So he gets beat up. They leave him laying. And then they cut backstage. All the rest of Damage Control's there, angry. And there's like some mean music playing in the background to let you know, if you didn't know already, they're fucking heels now. There's like some angry, like vicious music playing in the background. And Dakota Kai says, boo-hoo, Bailey. You said that you put your heart into creating Damage Control. Meanwhile, I was the brains. And then they take turns speaking Japanese. Kairi Sane says, with some captions on the screen, I may add, if you were smarter, you would have seen it coming faster. And then Asuka says, it was easy to manipulate you, and it always has been. And then Io says, you were never part of our vision. It was Io's era from day one. And then Dakota says, you say you want to tear us apart? Well, prove it. I'll see you in the ring next week. That mean music in the back, I'm not gonna lie, that shit sounded so campy. When they're like cutting the promo, and it's like showing them, then showing like some like packages from the past and shit. Like, just that mean music, it was so animated and corny, but like, I don't know, whatever. It actually probably would have been better if they were just cutting like the promo like right there with no background music. But and then we have Nick Aldis. He knocks on Cody's door with all the security around. So I also forgot to mention, throughout the show, like, they kept showing all the security like in front of the Bloodline's door, in front of Cody Rhodes' door, like just a bunch of security just standing there with their arms crossed, apparently for 2 hours. So Nick Aldis is backstage, knocks on Cody's locker room door, and then he hears an iPhone alarm ring, and then he opens the door. He's like, they're not even in here. Turns to the security guard. He's like, they aren't in here. Where the heck did they go? Security guard's like, I don't know. I'm thinking, motherfucker, it's your job. How does he get out of the locker room? There's 12 of you outside the door. This guy have a fucking, like, secret fucking door in the back or whatever he got out of, probably. But there's literally fucking 12 of y'all. Y'all gotta see that shit. So when he gets mad, Nick Aldis gets mad, he bangs on the door, and then he walks off. All the security guards follow him. We go to commercial. We come back from commercial. They announce next week Dakota Kai versus Bailey. And Rey Mysterio returns next week. Let your friend get beat up this week, but all you guys will return next week. Sure. Like, what the fuck? And then we have the main event segment, and I was mind blown because I saw on Twitter, like, throughout the weekend. I was trying not to spoil it for myself, but I did see some things like the show was going off the air like before like things actually happened, and I was thinking, these motherfuckers better have rushed to the fucking ring. And boy was I wrong. So this segment comes back from commercial around like 1:33, and they're like showing stuff for next week, whatever. Roman Reigns music hits at 1:34:50. At 1:43:30, 8.5 minutes past, him and Rock have come out, and the first word is being spoken after 8.5 minutes. We had 8.5 minutes of both of them making their entrance, taking their sweet time. Roman in the ring. There's like 17 minutes left. He's just standing there. Has to do his acknowledge me thing. Making his entrance like he's at Mania, but he could literally just walk out. You're not having a match, man. Like, just walk out. You don't have to do your whole entrance. You don't have to ask for your title at the entrance, pose with it, hand it back, stare at the camera, doing the light skin face, his hands together, doing all that shit. And then walking down, taking his time, getting up on the apron, doing the one, hopping in, asking for the title again, posing again, fireworks go off, handing it back, sitting there for 2 minutes, waiting and waiting. Actually, he didn't say anything until after The Rock came out. So he made his whole WrestleMania entrance on fucking SmackDown with fucking like 23 minutes left. I'm like, bro, you could have fucking sped that shit up. And then The Rock comes out. He's taking his time. He's walking so slow. Stops in the middle of the entranceway, points at his arms, signaling he has fucking goosebumps. I'm like, brother, you're a heel. Stop with the goosebumps thing. Just walk down to the fucking ring. Walk down to the ring. Time is finite right now. You have to get your shit in the ring. Like, walk down to the fucking ring. Stop making WrestleMania entrances on SmackDown with 17 minutes left. So between Rock and Roman, the first word was spoken after 8.5 minutes at 1:43:30. By the way, Roman Reigns takes the mic. He says, Dallas, Texas, greatness stands before you now. And then Cody Rhodes' music hits. And they don't come from the entranceway. They come from like the crowd. But like it has to wait for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' entrance is like going on, like the smoke's there, the boom, and then no one's there. All that smoke of the entrance, and they walk out the crowd. And then as they're halfway down to the crowd, we go to a commercial break. And I knew there had to be a commercial break in here because I'm like, it's not going to be a 23-minute constant segment without a commercial break. But I'm thinking, bro, you could have hit this fucking commercial break at Roman Reigns' entrance, and I promise you, no one would have cared, bro. You could have let him pose at the entranceway. Like, he made a 5-minute entrance anyway. He could have did his thing at the entrance, held up the title, fireworks, boom, 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 boom. He stares at the camera, and then it's like, oh my god, the main event segment's next. And he could take his time doing his entrance. We come back for commercial, and he'll be in the ring, like, almost done his entrance. His entrance won't even be done after 3 minutes after that. You could have did the commercial break during Roman's entrance, and then came back. And then right when they came back, boom, Rock makes his entrance, Cody Rhodes and them make his entrance, and then we get right into it. We have fast flowing. But, like, Cody Rhodes and Rollins were, like, basically almost at the barricades, like, halfway down commercial break. And we come back, and, like, they're just now, like, entering over the barricade. Like, it took them 3 minutes. What the fuck were they doing in the crowd that whole time? So between all their entrances and the commercial break, in 15 minutes, nothing happened. Like, it was 15 minutes of them making their entrances, like, from 1:34:50, 15 minutes. It was 10 minutes left at 1 hour and 50 when they finally started talking with 10 minutes left. I'm like, bro, like 15 minutes of fucking entrances, like 12 minutes of entrances, and then 3 minutes of commercial break, or maybe like 11 minutes of entrances on a SmackDown, because like there was like a small like 2 minutes of Roman in the ring just waiting forever, doing his acknowledge me thing. I'm like, bro, like, stop. Like, someone, like, so much time got wasted. Like, they could have been in the ring doing more. Like, Cody could have got that slap over. And, like, they could have had time to react. But they had to just do the slap and hop off the air. Because everyone was taking their fucking time. Like, no one knew. Like, time's fucking finite, you know? Like, other things probably went a bit long, you know? Like, speed the fuck up. Anyways. So, Cody says it feels a bit tense. But to be honest, he actually feels quite lucky to be standing in the ring with these four right now. Maybe us four should take in the moment, soak it all in. And the sold out Dallas, Texas arena is like just like fucking cheering. They're not talking, they're just basking in it. And then The Rock says, I heard your challenge. No. And then Cody says, my bad. Cody says, Rock, I heard your challenge and the stipulations that come with said challenge, but I gotta ask, do you have the authority to make that stipulation? I mean, I'm only asking because it was only last week where you acknowledged Roman Reigns as your tribal chief. And then he says, you wanted an answer? Well, here's our answer. And then The Rock cuts him off and says, whoa, 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 shut your mouth, boy. And you walking clown emoji, shut your mouth before you even start talking. And then The Rock says, before you go and say anything stupid and accept our challenge, let The Rock drop some gospel on your punk ass right now. Says The Rock acknowledge Roman Reigns as the tribal chief because it's what family does. And then he repeats the stipulation for if they win the tag match. So he says, if you guys win, you're free of the bloodline on night 2. And then he says, you're going to be free of the bloodline on night 2. You'll finally have a chance to finish your story. And fucking finish like the story like for Dusty. And right when he said that, I saw Seth Rollins' reaction. Like almost like grinding his teeth and just looking down like, oh, fuck, he fucking said that. And then also fucking Cody starts getting emotional because like he brought that up. And then they start chanting diarrhea. And when they started chanting this, Seth Rollins is so fucking happy that this line that probably was not even his idea actually fucking got over. And they're doing it as The Rock is talking. And Seth is laughing. And The Rock is staring over at Rollins like, you motherfucker. And then he repeats the stipulation for night 2 like The Rock does. Says, but if you do lose, basically implying like you will lose, then it's bloodline rules, and I will do everything in my power to make sure you don't win that title and finish that story. With that said, do you accept? And then Seth Rollins interrupts The Rock and says, just shut the hell up. For once in your life, just shut the hell up. We know the stakes. The future of the industry is on the line. We got that. You listen to me and you listen to me good, Mr. Midlife Crisis. And then he gets close to The Rock. You had your time. And you damn sure can't have ours. And it was like but also people booing because they fucking like The Rock. But then he says, so you want your answer? Biggest WrestleMania of all time? Biggest tag match of all time? We accept. And then the fans start cheering. And then Roman Reigns on the mic laughs. He does an annoying laugh, but literally nothing compared to that fucking laugh that fucking Sasha Banks used to do. The like, oh my god, that laugh was fucking insane. So Roman laughs, says, and then he stares at Cody, says, you're gonna let him answer for you? You must be an idiot. You must be from Texas or something. The fans boo. And then he's staring at Cody, and he says, you're gonna let this cross-dresser make your future decisions for you? And then he says, this is it for you. When I beat you at WrestleMania, you don't get another shot. Your story is over. It's done for. And then he laughs again. And everyone was talking about his fucking cross-dresser lineup. Bro, don't be fucking sensitive. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Like, who's he actually fucking, like, offending with that line? He's actually not... It's only just a fucking phrase. If The Rock said it, I guarantee no one would care. But, like, I know when Roman said it, it sounded like he almost wanted to take it back because he realized, like, the fucking, like, soft-ass fucking generation he's in, whatever. But, yeah, so he said that, and then The Rock starts talking again. He says, "Let The Rock tell you something," and let The Rock tell you, walking clown emoji piece of shit. Shut your mouth. You listen to The Rock, and you listen to The Rock good. The Rock will do everything in his power to make sure you don't win and make sure that title goes away. Points at Seth's title. The Rock is a director on the board of TKO, which means it owns WWE, which means I'm your boss and your boss. Cody Rhodes, with everything in The Rock's guts, if you do not complete this story, if you do not win, you will never get another shot at this again. And the camera switches to Cody. Cody's like, oh, fuck. Cody's like, fuck, really? Shit. And then The Rock says, you run your mouth, you chant your chants, but this is family. Roman's grandfather looking down is proud. The Rock's grandfather looking down, the High Chief, is proud. Your dad, the American Dream, one of The Rock's heroes, is looking down. And is it true? Is it true that you're the youngest of 3? Is it true that your sister was a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys? The fans kind of cheer. Is it true your brother's a future Hall of Famer? Is it true that you're 20 years younger than your siblings and you want to know why? Because you were a mistake. The fans are like, oh shit. Oh shit. And Cody's like, huh, motherfucker. Like, and then I think Cody took a step forward, but then Seth Rollins was almost going to hold them back. The Rock's like, no, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. The Rock's like, I want to see what this motherfucker does. And then Cody holds up the mic, like, almost like he's trying to gather, almost like he doesn't know what to say, like, and then he slaps Rock across the face. And he slaps The Rock, and you can hear The Rock, ow. Like, as he took that slap, and the camera zooms in on The Rock, everyone's like, oh. And The Rock's like, oh, what the fuck just happened? The Rock throws his microphone. Fucking Roman's out here dropping the mic and dropping his fucking title. Then he's looking at The Rock like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, he just got slapped, bro. And The Rock's like, I'm fine, bro. I'm fine. Fucking stay back. And then the show ends. The show ended there. And I'm wondering, if Roman sped up his entrance just a little bit, if The Rock sped up his entrance just a little bit, we'd probably get at least, like, 2 more minutes of this shit, which probably needed to happen. Because apparently from, like, all the cameras in the arena, like, you could, like, see the cameraman going, like, roll the fucking shit up, roll the fucking shit up. But, yeah, what a fucking segment. That just had, like, a big fight, like, feel. Like, they really made that shit feel important. But, man, they took so much time on entrances that could have been devoted to, like, the end of this shit that would have made it, like, hit better. Like, that slap happening, everyone holding everyone back, security guards fuck you in the ring or something. Like, okay, I'll fucking see you at Mania, buddy. Like, something like that, you know? But when it just cuts off, it's like, fuck. But it was fucking still good. The whole segment was good. Seth Rollins doing his whole thing against The Rock, like, he fucking needed that. He was just a piece in this match, and, like, that actually made him, like, one of the main characters in this match, as opposed to just being like a side piece like the fucking Cody Rhodes in the match. So that was good. Yeah, but overall it was a nice show. I was debating if, like, that Rock thing should have went on first so they could have the whole time that they need, but, like, it needed to be the main event. They were hyping that shit up. Probably gonna do big in the ratings, by the way. But man, if Roman just walked a little bit faster to the ring, didn't hit his Mania entrance, if he just posed at the entrance and just walk down, bro. Like, you're literally saving 2 minutes. Like, you don't need to do your Mania fucking entrance every fucking week. Anyways, that's my SmackDown review. Not gonna overstay my welcome. That was a fun show. I had fun reviewing this last fucking second. Love that. Love that for me. And I love it for you. I love you for tuning in. I love you for watching. If you want me to do reaction videos during the week of SmackDown, no, not of SmackDown, of Raw, of NXT, AEW, I watch all this shit. I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't give a fuck. I just been so busy with other stuff, so I've been trying to, like, so I haven't had, dude, I have another YouTube channel and all this other stuff that I'm putting effort into, so it's hard to upload to everything, also work and all that stuff. Anyways, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the SmackDown review. Yeah, it was a fucking banger main event segment. banger main event segment. The show flowed. It went. And, yeah. Banger ending, banger opening. I thought the opening was nice, too. We'll see how that Prime bottle looks in the middle of the fucking ring at fucking Mania. We'll fucking see about that. Yeah, but yeah, we have a SmackDown next week. I'm going to watch Raw right now. I'm not really excited to watch the Gauntlet. I might just skip until the very end. We'll see. Yeah, that's another thing. I'll actually make a whole other fucking video about that. But yeah, with that being said, this has been Eric. We will see you later. Toodles.